report with the Sexual Assault Coordination Center. I called my OSI.
Yeah, so you guys have, sorry to interrupt you really quick. So you guys have,
Yeah.
they're called SARCs in the Air Force, right? I do believe the
Yeah,
Air Force has SARC,
yeah.
right? And then the Army,
Yep.
we have SHARP, which is the Sexual Harassment and Reporting Program, right? Is
Correct.
our guys. Okay. I just wanted to wrap my head around, because we're doing like some cross branch talking here and make sure all things are equal.
Yeah, so to try to level the playing field with my commander, because I knew he was going to try to crush me like punitively, like cadet punitively, I filed an unrestricted report. I filed a report with the Colorado State University Police Department, and I called my handlers at OSI, Agent Munson and Agent Szymanski, and I also filed a report with OSI. So I'm like, this is legit. I'm not making this up. Like, this really happened,
Jeez,
and I'm trying to do all the right things and cover my bases by filing actual police reports, right?
Yeah.
And so my commander like basically couldn't touch me, right? Because once it gets above to that level, it's out of his hands.
Right.
But I made one huge mistake, and this is something I also voice opinions to cadets who go through these things now, is Air Force OSI comes in and goes, well, we can't really help you unless you release jurisdiction to us, because this happened at an off-base facility, right? Now, Colorado State University Police was awesome. Like, they actually found out who this person was. They actually found out she wasn't even a student at CSU. Because I had taken a shower and didn't have any actual medical evidence to go to a hospital, they technically couldn't charge her with assault because they couldn't prove it medically, right? But they do you want to file a restraining order? Do you want to do all these things, right? And I said, well, Air Force OSI wants to take the case, and because I've worked with them and I trust them, I'm going to give it to them to finish the investigation. So I gave jurisdiction from from Colorado State University Police Department over to Air Force OSI, and that's where I fucked up.
You moved the entire thing underneath the realm of the UCMJ.
Second I did that, it was over for me, because there's nothing I can do. Like, now I'm at the whim of the UCMJ, and they don't care. You were out drinking. You made bad decisions. Like, we don't believe you. We think you're lying because you have a history of being a cadet that pisses off lieutenant colonels.
Yeah.
Right.
And I just want to jump in here for a second for people that aren't like you and I understand the entire context of what you just said. As soon as you said I moved it under UCMJ, like, you saw me drop my head. I was like, yeah, I know where this is going. Like, but for those of you guys out there that don't understand the context of the Uniform Code of Military Justice versus like civilian law enforcement in the civilian sector, right? Police officers exist to protect and serve. That is the oath that they take, versus like underneath the Uniform Code of Military Justice in the military, we still fall underneath all of the laws for the areas that we live in, right? So it's like like if I were to go off base, I still fall under all civilian laws. But then on top of that, because I took an oath of enlistment to the United States military, I voluntarily take on another set of laws, which is the Uniform Code of Military Justice. And the people that work to serve out that justice, both on the law side and then the military police on that side, the incentive structure, for serving that out is much different than it is in the civilian sector, where their incentive structure is based around serving and protecting the in the military, the incentive structure is still to get promoted, just like everybody else that's in the military. And because that is the case, it becomes a lot easier for, say, somebody who is, and I'm not saying, all opinions right now in this podcast are my own and do not necessarily reflect that of the armed forces of the Department of Defense anyway.